Hello, everybody. I hope you're well. Hope you're good. Hope you had a lovely Saturday. I am here because Gio and Gonzo are both off gallivanting somewhere. God knows where. Well, actually, I say God knows where. Gio is at a Sam Fender tribute act called Scam Fender. Gonzo could be anywhere. It could be anywhere. Neither of them available today, but I am, as I am every single game. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell notification button, because we are live for watch-alongs, build-ups, reviews, all that for every single West Ham game without fail. And we'll be doing the exact same thing today. But I hope you're all well. I hope you're all good. It's West Ham versus Stade Rennais. I don't know how to pronounce it properly in French, but of course the team we signed Aguerd from, he is making an appearance today, as is basically West Ham's strongest team possible, which, you know, is notably weaker than it was last year. However, we will be going through the entire lineup in just a second, but I hope you're all well. I hope you're good. I'm just having a little look at the chat. Hello. That's me waving at the chat there, as if you lot could have responded to that. Stupid from me there. It's the way it goes. It's the way it goes. But we will be live throughout the entire game, build-up show up until kickoff, and then, of course, all the way through with a live watch-along, and then a review straight after the game as well. So make sure to hang around for it. It is, of course, available today on YouTube. It is available on YouTube for free. They've decided to grace us with the ability to watch the game today, which is nice of them, isn't it? But what is the lineup we will be watching? Let's have a quick gander. Good to see you, James. I hope you're well. If you haven't subscribed to E20, what you did. Thank you. I disagree strongly. It's a bad day for Charlie today, but it's still, we move. Let's have a look at the West Ham lineup. That's Danny DeVito. That's not a button I wanted. It's this one. West Ham line up in their usual formation, it seems. Areola starts in goal with a back two of Zuma, and captain today, Naef Aguerd. Captains decide. We have the right back of Vladimir Soufal and a left back of Emerson. We have a midfield, probably double pivot of Downs and Souček with Paquetá just ahead of them. I would suspect Fornals on one side, Ben Rama on the other, and Danny Ings up front on his own. A difficult one. A very difficult one. It's certainly a very David Moyesy formation, this one. Of course, there are notable absences. Mikel Antonio is still away. He is still away after his international duty with Jamaica. He's taking the extended period off that he's entitled to. That's the way that's going on. Ben Johnson is currently doing the same thing after his time with the England youth teams in the tournaments that happened this summer. And Aaron Cresswell, conspicuous by his absence. Of course, there were reports that he didn't travel to France a couple of days ago. Seemingly not involved in the squad. The substitute bench is Fabianski, Skamaka, Cornet, Bowen, Ogbonna, Kera, Coventry, and Mubama. Mubama being the only youth player who manages to get into the squad. We, of course, had a youth friendly yesterday, I think it was, in which most of them played. Freddie Potts has gone out on loan since then, as has Kamari Sawyer. They've both gone out on loan, so neither of them obviously available. But Mubama does make it into the squad, which, again, backing up potentially those reports and rumours that have been doing the rounds that, you know, all of the youth players are available for loan apart from Mubama, who is going to be heavily involved. He does make the matchday squad, which is very exciting. And I suspect if we're gonna analyze this as like a normal lineup, a normal team, probably gonna have to get some sort of game time for us to be able to get anything from this, given the fact that Danny Ings up front by himself in this formation does not work for me. But does it work for you? I'm going to lob a poll in the chat right now. It says, how do you feel about the starting 11? There are 4 options to pick from. Let me know how you feel, and I'll have a look at some of the comments in the meantime. Skamaka is on the bench, which is good. It's good. I see we're playing all our new sides. Every single one of them. All of them, Arthur. You got to love it. It's a grand old time. Robert, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. Playing for a draw, not to lose in a friendly. It's just his style, isn't it? This comes up every watch along, right? Because he plays the way he plays. It's just the way he plays. We're just going to have to put up with it until the end of the season, I suspect. Stress. I didn't. It was all right, as usual. It was all right today. It was all right. It's right. It is what it is. Why is Skamaka on the bench if he's saying he needs to play? Yeah, this is the interesting thing for me, Joan, about the starting 11, right? Is when you see Danny Ings starting up front by himself, but not Skamaka, when arguably Skamaka is someone who I don't know how to word this. Like, he should be playing. He just should be. There's no really way around it. I mean, he's obviously going to be preferred. I would be hoped he would be preferred this season over Danny Ings, given we know that Danny Ings doesn't work. We've seen a couple of different formations. But if we're playing this specific formation, I feel like it kind of has to be Scamacca. I don't think either of them work, but I think Scamacca works better than Ings. But really, that's like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But it does seem a bit wild to me that Scamacca isn't starting. Maybe just, again, fitness levels or a thing. I don't know. Danny Ings has looked relatively lively in preseason, to be fair to him, just not in this specific formation. It's a relegated lineup. I don't think it's a relegated lineup, but specifically Downs and Souček in a double pivot is very scary to me. I'm a fan of Thomas Souček. Say it's publicly, if it is honestly, I like Thomas Souček a lot. But that midfield two is terrifying to me. And Thomas Souček only works with the correct person next to him. Downs is not that guy. I don't think Downs is that guy. Today, if anything, just once again, really showing that we need reinforcements in that area quite badly and quite quickly. I don't think that will happen, but we'll see how it goes throughout the rest of the week. Maybe by the time we have our next preseason friend next week, maybe, hey, we'll have something in that position and we won't see Downs and Souček start together. But that is a slightly terrifying midfield too. And I can't lie. It's terrifying. It's utterly terrifying. Hasn't Roma put in a bid for Scamacca? Supposedly, yeah, supposedly. Not enough. Not enough is the way it looks. I'd be interested to see which out of the two in Fornals and Ben Rama are starting on the right and left, just because he seems to be sort of chopping and changing with that. I suspect if we are signing, if the Borges signing, Borges, I don't know how to pronounce his name, if that does go through and happen, that probably secures Ben Rama as first choice left midfielder for the season, at least for the first half of the season. He's not going to be someone who's going to come into the team straight away, especially not under David Moyes. It's just not his vibe. So I suspect we'll see Ben Rama on the left. So I'd be interested to see today which one of those two starts on the left. My gut would say it'd be Ben Rama, but then surely Bowen would play instead of Fornals. I don't know. But again, it's difficult to read into these things when it is pre-season and we're all about fitness and all of those other things. The Stade Rennais is how I'm going to say it, lineup is as so. Steve Mandanda, of course, formerly of Crystal Palace fame, he starts in goal. Wish me luck. Assignon, Omari, Thite, Balosian, Santa Maria, Boriged, who is their captain. Meyer, I know that one, starts in midfield alongside, or maybe in the 10, or maybe out wide. We'll see. With Duku, sorry, we do know that one as well. Not the count, and Abdelaine up front. Meyer is a person you should be interested in. He is a very, very good player. I remember a couple of years ago, I was looking into stats from Ligue 1. This is when we were being heavily linked with a lot of Ligue 1 players, and it was sort of basically said that that's all we were looking at with them in the Championship. And I was sort of looking at some of their numbers, seeing how Dimitri Payet was still doing, and Dimitri Payet was still by far and away the most creative player in that league by a ridiculous margin. He was surprisingly close, and he's grown a bit since then, has gotten sort of a little bit better. Maybe not hitting the heights of maybe some people would have predicted he would have, but he is a very effective player and maybe one that would be interested to look into, as is Duku, someone who gets a lot of attention, gets mentioned a lot, sort of classic attacking winger type. Those would be the ones interested. One of the other things to note, no Truffert. Of course, Truffert, however you want to pronounce his name, the one that we've been linked to, the left back, he does not start today, is not here. I don't know what their bench is. Could be there, might not be. I genuinely don't know. But if you know anything about the Stade Rennais team, then do let us know, because I am slightly lost when it comes to all of those, if I'm being perfectly honest. I only really have pointed at the players I know. So if you know anything a bit more, feel free to let us know in the comment section. Get us all up and informed before the match kicks off in 20 minutes' time. Let's have a look at what we're talking about. The game is, of course, like I say, live in 20 minutes' time on the official West Ham YouTube channel if you're looking for a way to watch it. Bro, I understand what you're saying with Scamacca. Here's his thing. I really don't think he will be. I just can't see a situation in which financially we would do that. Unless someone came and paid the money we would pay, which they just won't because Italian clubs don't have that sort of money. I don't think it's going to be a situation in which I just can't see a situation in which he's going to be sold. And I don't think that's why he wouldn't be starting today. I just find it interesting that Danny Ings gets preferred over him. I find that very interesting personally. Yeah, I don't know what they are, Dean. I'll be honest with you, mate. I don't know what they are. Oh, you've brought them. Yes, Dean. See, this is why Dean's a mod, because Dean comes through with the facts when we need them. You know what I mean? Dean, thank you very much. The subs for Stade Rennais. Again, wish me luck. Gallon, Lembet, Bias. I saw his photo a lot when I was looking for photos for the thumbnail. Due, Giori. I think I know that player for some reason. Kalimwendu, Jacob, Lafie, which feels like a fake French name to me. Melling, Salah. Jesus, he's gone downhill. Tate and whoa. That is the subs for, reportedly, the subs for Stade Rennes. I can actually put them in the background now. That way, if I need them, they're here. Look at that. Oh my God, we're cooking now. We're cooking. Stade Rennes subs. There we go. Look at that. We have them there now as well. Thank you, Dean. Dean, very kind of you. They just weren't on the Twitter, and I was like, I didn't have time to look into it because I was out, and then you get back and you have to set everything up and all that stuff. You know what's like, Mubama needs to start half the games this season, at least as West Ham fan. I would love to see him start more. He's the one that I've genuinely got faith in. I know there's been a lot of hype this preseason about Potts and about people like that. And that's all well and good. Kadua looks really good. Potts looks really good. To be honest, they all look really good, right? But if we're being honest, Mubama is the one where I'm like most confident they're going to make it. And on top of that, he seems to be, outside of Antonio, the best fit for Moyes' system. And so it was really, really encouraging when we got those reports saying that all of the youth players are available to go out on loan because they will need as much senior football as possible, in my opinion. But that he was 100% staying because he was going to be heavily involved. I don't know how heavily he can be involved, given the fact he has both Ings and Scamacca ahead of him in the pecking order. But I really, really want to see him get more game time because I truly believe in him. And I really genuinely do think, outside of Antonio, he is the best fit for this specific system that it seems like we're playing today. I know, like, people get frustrated when they post the number lineup on Twitter. Let's be real. The comms team, the Twitter, the admins, they don't know what the formation is any more than we know what the formation is. So they just sort of put what they can out. It looks to me like it's going to be some classic Moyes Bally system. And in that case, I think Mubama is the best fit for it. I really do. Outside of the three we have available, because obviously Mikel Antonio isn't available today, I think he's the best fit for it. And I really hope he gets some more game time. The game is on TV, and Charles Bever with the commentary on the phone. Thank you very much, Old Bailey. Old Bailey I went with there. I just combined them. Old Greg, thank you very much. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. If you don't trust a man with a username like that, what do you? It's a solid tactic. It's a solid tactic, everyone, because we will be live all throughout the game, of course. We will be here. My dream signings, Downing, Richards, Crouch. Look, Crouch, he can still do a job. I refuse to admit he can't. He's big, which is a plus in my mind, let alone Moyes'. Moyes loves a big one. I love a big one, you know? Michael Richards is funny, brings the team energy up. And Stuart Downing, he does set pieces. I think it works, personally. I think it works. I think it works. Don't think it matters who starts up front. Ings and Scamacca likely just to get half each. I suspect so. And like I say, that's if we're analysing this as like it was a proper match, like one that we're actually going to go full force for the win. This is, of course, a preseason friendly, so it is about fitness, it is about game time, it is about all of these sort of things more than it is about going out there and showing Stade Rennais what for. But I'm analysing it in that sense, and I agree with you. I don't think it matters because they will probably get 45 minutes each. What that means for Mubama would be interesting. And if we are playing somehow a different system, I can't see us playing a different system. It could potentially be a free where you have Souček, Fornals, and Paquetá somehow. Maybe Downs moves out wide. We've seen him do that before. Maybe Downs starts in there and Fornals moves out wide, or Paquetá moves out wide and Fornals. I don't know, but in my head, it's as obvious as Areola, Soufal Zuma, Aged, Emerson, Souček, Downs, from right to left, it being probably Fornals, Paquetá, Benrahma, Ings. It seems that obvious to me. But I suspect that will be the case as well. We do. They are all on the bench. We have impact at least. Can't believe Potts is not at the club. I think it's good. I think it's good freak. I think they all need to get first team football. Potts was never going to get a game with us. Very few of them will. Maybe you include release, maybe you record callback clauses. So in January, if we need them, if the managerial change happens or something, we can go and get them back out of the club. Maybe, I don't know. I just hope to God that our loans are significantly better this time around than they have been for the last however many years, because they've been god awful for a long time, and we have been damaging young players' careers by just doing stupid loans that don't make sense. So I'm really hoping that we've sorted that out with Steiton and Noble in charge. I hope. I don't have too much faith, but we'll see what happens. But I'm not against him going out on loan. Same with Stoya, exactly, the other day as well. Was it yesterday? Today? I don't know when it was. I saw it this morning, but it might be yesterday. Interestingly as well, again, captain today. Not something I thought we'd see necessarily, but of course, without Aaron Cresswell there, we'll see. But I don't know what's going on there. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm surprised again gets the captaincy, but it is against his old team. I don't think it matters too much again in preseason, although I think there's arguments to be trying people out and seeing how it vibes. And this is a big game for him going back to his old club. So I'm pleasantly surprised and happy that he has got the captaincy today, despite the fact that I don't think it matters too much. And I don't know how indicative that would be of going into the first game of the season, whether it would be, say, him or Souček or Sufal or even Zuma. I mean, there's lots of people you can make an argument for. But again, getting captaincy today, that's fine. Cornet is not injured again. Chris, don't worry. He is on the bench. I'll have the bench running along the bottom of the screen now. Just in case you were just joining us and you missed the beginning, West Ham lineup with Areola, Sufal, Zuma, Aged, Emerson, Downs and Souček, Paquetá, Fornals, Benrahma, and Annie Dings, with a bench of Fabianski, Ogbonna, Kera, Coventry, Cornet, Bowen, Mubama, and Scamacca. So Cornet not injured, you'll be pleased to know. Not injured yet. Give it time. Give it time. For anyone who's wondering, Swepo, who's just brought it up, it is in fact on the West Ham United YouTube official channel today, Bobby. So if you wish to watch it, feel free to go and watch it there. And hey, keep us open in another tab. Open us on the phone. Maybe watch the game on the phone. I don't know. Watch the game on the bigger screen, in my opinion. I think that's more important. You want the game on the bigger screen. But look, if you chose to stick around, much appreciated, because we'll be live throughout the entire thing. Steve, good to see you, sir. Everyone. If you could pick any transfer we're linked to, who would you choose? Johnny, that's a great question. I would pick probably, Paulinho makes this team significantly better. So probably Paulinho, but I think it's too expensive. If you're not thinking from a monetary standpoint, then Paulinho. I think Paulinho is the smartest option in terms of making this team better. You just dump him in and then you have the rest of the team around him. I think that sort of works. If money is no object in that sense, but I think what they're asking for is absurd, and I don't know how much above 50 I would go. I don't even know if I'd go above 50, to be honest. Cornet misses 90% of last season and we can't start him. Yeah. I'm just giving Cornet time and seeing what happens with him. I can't sit here and say anything else. I can't sit here and say anything else about him. I just have to sort of wait and see what happens. I can't imagine. I don't know. Given how difficult his last season was with injuries and everything else, I'm willing to just wait it out and see what happens and hope for the best that he sort of turns it around and becomes the player we saw flashes of. I'm willing to give that time. And also, realistically, does he start ahead of Benrahma or Fornals for David Moyes? I don't see it. I don't think he trusts either. I don't think he trusts him more than he would trust either of those players who he seems to have put a massive amount of trust in Benrahma recently somehow. I don't know how, but the last 6 months has been basically Benrahma central. I don't know why David Moyes has done that. It doesn't seem very David Moyes, and yet here we are. Pablo Fornals makes sense though. So we'll see. I want to see Cornet come on, and I want to see Bowen come on. Maybe Cornet and Bowen on either side of Scamacca in that second half. If we're going to keep this formation, it'll be interesting. Johnny with 199, pick one transfer we're linked to start. Come on, you guys. Johnny, thank you first of all. Thank you very much with the 199. Very, very kind of you going into the full-time fund. Let me just turn that down. There we go. One transfer we've been linked with to start, I would say. Again, I think Palhinha, I mean, actually, it would probably be Borges just because I'm most excited about him. But I really, really do think Palhinha, I think just having a guy who's just going to tackle nonstop is kind of the useful thing. It's kind of the useful thing. And that's kind of what we need. Someone who's going to be really good at sitting in front of the defense, stopping it, and like recycling possession from there. And I think out of everyone we've been linked to, he's been the best probably. And I think that's the area of the team that is the weakest. If we look at that starting a lineup, it is that 6 role. Downs and Souček, neither of them, it's neither of their bags. Souček's a decent defender. Actually, Souček's a very good defender in my opinion, but I don't feel comfortable him exactly being the lone defender out of the two of them. And Downs, I don't trust to defend. So I think that's where we really need someone. That's where we really need someone. But thank you very much for the full-time fund, my friends. Very kind of you. Very kind of you indeed. Love your name in the top corner. And while I do that, if you have not... If you're just joining us and you haven't seen the lineup, let me once again bring it up and across the screen. That's that button. That's the button we needed. There we go. West Ham lineup as such. Areola in goal with Sufal, Zuma, Agard, and Emerson in defense. We have Souček and Flynn Downs in a double pivot with Paquetá just ahead of them. Fornals on one side, Said Benrahma on the other. And Danny Ings up front. Danny Ings up front. A very, very interesting lineup. As I sort of had maybe a little bit of hope that we were going to try something new this season in terms of formations and all that sort of stuff. Seems to me like we're not going to do that. That's gone. That's done. That's not a vibe we're going with anymore. It's just not the one, according to Dave Moyes. Just not the one. The subs, again, if you're just joining us, Fabianski, Skamaka, Cornet, Bowen, Ogbonna, Kera, Coventry, and Mubama. Game gets underway in just under 7 minutes now. We are closing in on the kickoff between West Ham and Stade Rennais. I can't roll my R's. Stade Rennais. I cannot roll them at all. I wish I could. I can't. Stu, sup? Good to see you, sir. Hope you well. Anyone really disappointed with Ward-Prowse transfer fizzled? I'm a little bit, but we'll see how it goes, Evan. I think out of everyone, he seems most likely to join. Again, it depends on price. I think the price they were asking for is way too much, but we'll end up seeing how that plays out as the window plays forward. My gut says it won't be the end of his saga with us. I will say that. Stock Cornet striker at least. I mean, it's an option, right? We know what Danny Ings and Skamaka do in this formation. I think it's an option you could have gone with. It's maybe just giving him a shot up front. But I don't think there was ever a danger of Moyes doing that. I just don't think it's his vibe. And so realistically, in that situation, we probably won't see him in that sense. But I'm not against it, Jordan. I'll be honest with you, especially in the preseason game. I'm not against it at all. So Skamaka is still here. Didier, to be fair. He's on the bench. He's not gone, and I don't think he's going. So he's on the bench. Of course, come back to this and tell me I'm wrong when he leaves. But, you know. Jay says, I still think that looks like a decent squad. Borges, James Ward-Prowse, Harwood, Bellis, and Alvarez to come in. I think it looks okay. It's easy. The big problem is obviously without Declan Rice is a big worry. We need to sort out that central midfield area. Outside of that, I'm sort of okay with it as something to build up off of. The big problem is the age profile of the squad is way too high, and a lot of contracts are coming to an end. You look at that. Just looking at the squad we have there, for example, Danny Ings is obviously his contract's coming to an end, and also he's way too old. You have Fabianski's contract's coming to an end, and he's way too old. You have Bowen, whose contract comes up in 2 years. You have Souček, whose contract ends at the end of this summer. You have Ogbonna, whose contract's coming to the end, and he's way too old. There are these problems in the squad, but actually, from a standpoint of ability, I'm not too against it. I can't lie, I'm not too against it. It's not the best we could be, but it's not the worst. Deploy the boys, baby. Come on, Lucas. You know the vibes. Shout out, my boy. How are you, sir? Hope you're well. Hope you're good. He knows the boys need deploying. I'll tell you what, they're about to. In 5 minutes' time, if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the bell notification button while you're down there because it helps us out massively. And make sure you don't miss out on anything because we do watch-alongs and build-up shows and reviews to every single match, every single game without fail. I am here live throughout every single match. Gio and Gonzo, nowhere to be seen today. And yet your boy Charlie still here. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit the bell notification button and hang out with us because we will be live throughout the entire game. The match is, of course, being streamed on West Ham United YouTube channel for free. We actually get to watch it. We are wearing that beautiful, beautiful away kit. I'm very into the away kit. I keep talking about it every opportunity I get. It looks very good. We are sponsorless on it as well today. Up against Stade Rennais. I tried it again. Rennais. Then can't do it. Against Stade Rennais. Again, the captain. Very exciting times. Like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. And then, hey, if you're going to watch the game on YouTube, enjoy it. Come back at halftime. We'll be here having conversations about what we've seen so far, maybe what we need from subs perspective, maybe what we need from a bunch of different things. We will also, of course, be here at full time with the review. So if you are heading over to the West Ham YouTube channel to watch it, first of all, enjoy yourself. And second of all, come back during those times. We'll be here. We'll be here having convos, having fun. Exactly, Stephen. That's my opinion on the matter. And someone can clip that and send it to him. Yeah? Fake. When you regret something because you regret something because you're doing it, but yeah, fully getting the unsponsored away shirt. I know, I really want it. If it was, if shirts were anywhere near a reasonable price, then I would definitely be on it. I would definitely be on it. £75. It's out of the realms of acceptability. But they do look very good. I do want it. I can't lie. I do want it. Yeah, that's my opinion. It's too much. It's too much. I got you on the phone and a match on the laptop. Thank you very much, Jay. This is the kind of vibes we're looking for, right? I think, yeah, because you have to put the match on the bigger screen. You got to enjoy the match. You got to really take in the info. But just having me off to the side, maybe, beautiful thing. I guarantee my commentary will be stupider than the main clubs who are streaming it, of course. As a Justice plays in the background. You've got Justice going on at the ground. Let's go. You tell you what, the Stade Rennais DJ pulling up fire right now. I do have baby bells today, by the way. As the teams walk out, I should say there are baby bells available. If you want baby bells today, if we feel like at some point that's a necessity, then it's definitely a possibility because there are baby bells available. I bought some the other day because I was hungry. I've just realized there's still probably a couple in the fridge. So, hey, if we need them, they're there. Who would you sign in midfield? Okay, so crazy talk, Lucas. Absolutely wild talk. Me on the big screen and then just listening to the match. Feels like a wrong way around, Lucas. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'll take it. Feels like the wrong way. Feels like. Keep the child off the PC so we can have the match on there and I can stay here. Very kind of you, Dean. Again, I feel like it's just the wrong way around. I appreciate it. But back to this. If it's the one, if we are including money, like I say, I think Paulinho is the best option if we're not talking money, but obviously financially that seems to be an impossibility right now. I would probably say, I don't know. I'm really high on the idea of having an out and out defensive midfielder. I really want a guy who can really heavily defend. And so for me, I guess it has to be out of the ones we've been linked with. It would probably be Edson Alvarez, and then alongside him, I don't know. I'm tempted by James Ward-Prowse, but I think actually my first choice, again, if we're talking with finances involved, it would probably end up being. I mean, it would probably end up being Sakaria. But it's certainly not. It's certainly a risk, and we need homegrown players quite badly. So I don't know. No better in a structure. I know. I like it, Wally. I like it without it. I like it. If I had the money, you're damn sure I'd be getting the away kit without the Betway sponsor because I think it looks so good. So good. I keep going, man. Look, I don't know if it will be better, but it will certainly be more stupid. I'll run through the teams one last time as the match is about to kick off. West Ham, I've moved that around when I didn't need to. Is that correct? Yes, correct. West Ham lineup as such: Ariola in goal with Sufal, Zuma again, Emerson in defence, Downs, Suchek, and Paquetá in midfield with Fornals on one side, Ben Rama on the other. Of Danny Ings up front by himself. West Ham United's bench: Fabianski, Ogbonna, Kera, Coventry, Cornet, Bowen, Lubama, and Skamaka. As the teams are ready on the team, about to kick off. It's the friendly West Ham versus Stade Rennais, France. Away, preseason friendly. Come on, you Lions, deploy the boys. It's time to run. Two things indeed. Let's get going. Let's get going. Big vibes. Big vibes. Pally is the best option, but rather than do smarter thing, buying him last summer for 17, yeah, basically. I mean, that's the hope of getting someone in like Stuyton who actually has the ability to go and find these people. We need to give him a little bit more leeway, clearly, but this summer was always going to be the friction point. What should have happened realistically is we got the little collision there. I don't know who it was who clattered. It was Paquetá, just clattered there in the middle against Boriged. How do you pronounce his name? Boriged is how I'm going to say it. Borigard, the Rennes captain. Little clatter in midfield. Trying to look, they're sort of playing a 4-1-4-1. At least certainly in defense, it looks like a 4-1-4-1. Trying to figure out our formation. We had the ball there. Ben Rama has started on the left and Fornals on the right. So we've got the answer to that question on which side they're going to be. I do think it is exactly what we expect. The 4-2-3-1, the 4-4-1-1, however you want to word it. It does certainly seem that's the formation today, with Fornals over on the left and Ben Rama on the right, Paquetá just sort of in the middle of them both. That seems to be how we've lined up. Emerson back to again, boots it clean forward. Nodded on as Rennes paid the ball back. My timer is in time. In time. I really like Tyler Adams personally, FS. I really like Tyler Adams. I don't know what the money is right now. I suspect Leeds might want too much, but I do really like Tyler Adams. He was my first choice. He was the first person I was like, look, I really would quite like him to be part of the Rice replacement duo. But I think they probably would want too much for him. But I really like Tyler Adams. I know there's usually a couple of Americans in the chat. I don't know if they're here today, but they might have more information on him. But I think he's pretty good. Doku does well there, just bullies Emerson off the ball, pulls it back, looking for Mayer. Just slowly again, just getting into position. Suchek just covering well there, stopping it. He's playing on the when we do go into our defensive formation. Interestingly, Suchek is on the opposite side. So throughout all of last season and the seasons previous, we've had Declan Rice playing on the left and Suchek on the right of the sort of double pivot. And all of our progression has gone down that left-hand side because obviously with Cresswell, with Rice, with Ben Rama, with people like that, much better passes of the ball than on the right-hand side with Sufal, Bowen, and Suchek. But interestingly, today they've sort of switched. It looks like so far, at least. So Flynn Downs is on the right and Suchek is on the left, which is interesting to me in terms of. I would put Flynn Downs as just a better passer of the ball than Thomas Suchek. Whether he's better at build-up or not is another question. But I would certainly put him as a better passer. So it'd be interesting to see how that affects that build-up down the left-hand side. Big boot forward doesn't quite work out for West Ham. A little bit of pressure. It's going to be a throw into Rennes right by themselves. We all need some LA night about now. LA night, yes. We do. We need that sort of positivity in the fan base in general, Elaine, I feel like, you know. You just want the sort of, yeah, you know what I mean? Let me talk to you. You know, it's wild to me because like the other formations. Now, I'm not saying he was ever going to try the other formations, but there were at least some vibes of doing something a little bit different, and he's sort of just gone back to normal. So I don't know. A bit disappointed for me. Not disappointing because it's what I expected. So I can't exactly act like I didn't expect this exact thing to happen. But you know, oh, Danny Ings is in the box. He can't get the ball out. He's trying to find his way in. Tries to play it across. The offside happens very, very, very late there. Realised I didn't change the title of the video to watch it. There we go. I'm a better passer than you. Check Jimmy. I wouldn't doubt you, mate. I wouldn't doubt you. It wouldn't be something I would ever doubt. So we did at one point look it into. I don't know if we currently are or not, but we were. Wait, you could see. I don't know if we are or not now, but we were at one point, definitely. He was way offside. To be honest with you, I didn't see it. I started to change the title of the video because I realized I forgot to do it. Because again, I'm doing everything today because they're not here. So I was like, usually I change it anyway, but I just do it when I pop it. And anyway, and then I looked up and Danny Ings was just in the area. So I didn't actually see. I like Rennes' sponsor, the big gold S. It makes me think of S Club 7. So I'm here for it personally. I'm here for it. Gonna go for the long boot. Goal kick there. Areola piles it forward, looking towards Souček, of course, on that left-hand side to Benrahma. Maybe that's an interesting little wrinkle of playing him on the left-hand side. We can get the ball quicker out to that side. Downs was, I think, shaping that one for a long pass across to Fornals. Doesn't quite work out. Paquetá and him linking up down that right-hand side. Loses out. Fornals battling for it, as is Paquetá, just pushing it, hurrying them, trying to make it happen. Zuma getting involved in the battle with their forward, their wins, and West Ham coming away with the ball in the centre of the park. Oh, Gary, how are you, sir? Gary, was it you I saw with the Premier League earlier on Twitter? Was it you? I scrolled through Twitter about an hour before the show started, just quickly, to see if there was any West Ham news. Didn't see much of interest, but I'm sure I saw a picture of you with the trophy. Is that what I saw? If so, congrats on your win. Ain't no party like a Moisasaurus party, baby. Let's go. Let's go. It's excellent word. Richard, by the way, excellent word. Not you. I'm sure I saw someone. I just don't know who it was. I saw someone. But I scrolled past so quickly that my brain didn't take it into account. I thought it might have been you, but my brain just didn't. Then apologies, but still, congratulations on whatever win you've had today, because I'm sure you've had at least one. So congrats. Looking to play it down the right-hand side. Rennes tried to cut him. Benrahma. Said. Just Said. They're making their way down the left. Down at our left, they're right. And Said Benrahma. Oh, this is a great opportunity. Mayor hits it. Good block. Zuma. It was go gadget legs just stopping it. Said Benrahma just walked up to him, just pushed him like that. Just get out of it. He's like, nah. Oh my Lord, what a goal from Rennes. Santa Maria has just scored an absolute belter. Jesus Christ. And just a standing ovation for the goal, more than a cheer from the Rennes fans. That was insane. What just happened? Was that a cross? Areola he barely moves for it. He barely moves. That was insane. I'm waiting for the replay to happen. So the ball's being played around on their left-hand side. He picks it up, just in a little bit of space, knowing it was 100% a shot. That is fair play. That is an absolute belter. You can't do anything but clap it. That's insane. He just put it onto his strong foot, and then from about 30 yards out, has just absolutely pole drove into the top corner. Areola completely unmoved. That is unreal. Fair play. I think it was Santa Maria with the goal. My Lord. My Lord. That was incredible. commentator just said that he's never, whoever that was, and I think it was Santa Maria, has never scored more than 2 goals in a season. I'll tell you what, 2 of those in a season, Declan Rice, that was incredible. And they're coming through again here, Rennes, looking to hit it. Second time hit. Areola gets there. You know, tense, scary opening here. Rennes are all over us. Come flying down this time their right-hand side, cuts inside, hits it. It deflects out to a Due is how I'm going to pronounce his name, who hits it again, and Areola gets down and palms it away for a corner. Flipping heck. Flipping heck. It was Dooku there who comes flying through. I think it deflects off. I think it was Zuma. It might have been Rennes player. I can't quite see. Short corner taken from Rennes. Play it around, then try to cross it from slightly better angle. Headed down away from Zuma. Paquetá on the ball in the area. Trying to find his way out of a quite tight scenario. Does well just to hold the player off and then loft it across to Emerson. He does really well there, Paquetá, to be fair. And now West Ham could come away with it. Emerson, run forward. Just Emerson, a little bit too hesitant to run forward there, but again, manages to find Ben Rama. Of course, played in League 1 himself. Emerson there wins a throw-in off Dooku. Probably. That was wild. That was wild. That was a wild goal. That's really nicely done there. Played across. There's just not a single person in the area. The ball through to the assist for what could have been and should have been the assist there was Danny Ings. He plays it through really nicely. And then the pullback is into a really nice area. But obviously Danny Ings has played the ball through, so he's not in the right area. And so just can't get a hold of that. 1-0 to Rennes. An absolute belter of a goal, if we're being honest. An absolute screamer. Again, showing that lovely pass, and that's such a good long pass there to Soufal. Just a big long field diag. It's just short into 4 nows. Heavy touch, loses out. Rennes come away with it. Again, it's really difficult in preseason friendlies, right? Because I think we want to react. In a sense, we want to be almost overreactive, and we can't be too much, given it is a preseason friendly. You have to look, a lot of these players who played, for example, for their national teams, have only had, like 1 preseason friendly so far. So it's always difficult to judge people, but a poor start from us. They've certainly been all over us so far. Very, very heavily all over us. And he looks to be passing it around very comfortably. Danny Ings sort of a token press, if we're being honest about it. It was nowhere even close to getting in there. Just passed around very easily, but big waste of time from everyone involved, if we're being honest about it. But there we go. I'm just hoping they make a mistake. Flynn Downs fouling one of the Rennes players there. It's going to be a free kick to them on the halfway line. It is very similar, Greeno. We are definitely, this is Moyes ball. This formation is exactly what we usually do. It could not be any more like we have done for the second half of last season. The thing is, the problem is when you look at the second half of last season, this is the formation that worked in terms of getting us out of trouble and getting us to a final and winning it. So it's one of those things where, like, you know, like, I get it, but even if I don't want to see it, I get it. Ben Rama manages to get control nicely, but then loses out. We try to harry the ball back into possession. Flinthouse just get completely turned and lost there. Him and Souček just switching sides now. Again, interesting. Lafy, I think, again, it sounds like a fake French name to me, but I'm interested. He's on the bench, right? What's his number? Do we know his number, James? If so, I'll keep an eye out. West Ham passing the ball around to the back. Again, that. What's interesting to me, I guess, is I was talking to Jack Elderton, right, of Analytics United fame. Very smart individual. I would highly recommend you go to Analytics United at all times, if you're being honest, and follow him on Twitter, Jack Elderton. But we were talking about the idea of like left backs, and he was bringing up that sort of Cresswell quarterback role sort of thing. Of the reason he's played a lot is his passing ability, and I know obviously Cresswell has. There's lots of people have mixed emotions about Cresswell, especially right now. Jesus Christ, with him supposedly not travelling to France, and he's not included in the squad today. So potentially, with Docker with a nice spin, plays it into the back line. Sufal does really well just to nip it off him in the area. Really nicely done, actually. Fair play. But yeah, the idea of like playing it's Cresswell essentially playing like a playmaker at left back, quarterback, doing lots of different things. Again, is certainly taken up that role today. I mean, Emerson doesn't have the passing range Cresswell does by anywhere. I just don't think so. We're seeing again get the ball and he's hitting those crossfield diags consistently and accurately as well. I wonder if that's going to be a bigger feature this season. I mean, of course, having him fit for the entire season is going to be a huge positive for us. If we could somehow keep him and Zuma fit for an entire season, that would be a beautiful thing. I don't see it happening, but it would be a wonderful thing. But he's sort of playing that quarterback role today. The balls are coming mostly from him. One well back, well there, and Downs lays it off to Danny Ings. He's going to have to hit it early. Oh, he cuts it the inside. Danny Ings with the little chop reverse to get it past his man and then hits it with his weak foot. And unfortunately for him, the goalkeeper smothers it out. But he did well there, Danny. The opportunity came and went as fast as it came. Just picked up the ball, ran with it quickly, and then again cuts inside and felt like he would have had to hit it first time if he had any option there, just because the space wasn't going to be there. The cut was nice. The cutback, the chop was nice, but bad shot at the end of it. Or tame effort, let's say. It wasn't bad, it just was a nothing shot. It's just being passed around so easily right now. Rennes again on the outside of the area. Maya plays it out wide to their left back, who hoofs it in. Ben Rama with control, turns instantly the wrong way, but we move. Emerson just again hoofs it forward, this straight into that feet of Rennes. When people say ads, are ads running on my stream or on the West Ham stream? Because I haven't set ads up, so I just want to know. I don't know. It's very rare for me, especially with the YouTube delay and everything. That is accurate to where I'm at. I guess because everyone has to watch it for YouTube. Right? I guess everyone has to watch it for YouTube, so I guess to some extent that helps. But West Ham on West Ham stream. Okay, cool. Thank you. Somehow I've not seen any of them, although I do have ad block on. Is that probably why? Yeah, ad block's okay. Scratch that. We've figured out the reason. Oh, that's a really nice ball out to the right-hand side from Rennes again. Pulls it back. Yeah, just sort of hooking it. Not really very accurately. West Ham can come away with the ball, but there's just no options. Danny Ings and Paqueta. It's awful. It's just awful. It's just so bad. It's just so bad, isn't it? My God. I think it's Dooku down. I'm not sure, but again, standing over him. No, it's not Dooku. Rennes physios are on to approach him. McKinley now having a conversation with Danny Ings. This is pointless from us here. I mean, the Danny Ings chance was good. Like I say, I felt like he was going to have to hit it first time because he was being closed down. The chop back behind nice. It's nice just to get him that little bit of space, but the shot was so tame. But I'll be honest, this front two with essentially front two with Ings and Paquetá just does not work in this 4-2-3-1 system where when we defend, we essentially go into a 4-4-2, which leaves Paquetá and Ings as the two forward, and we go for these long balls. It's just not effective. And the problem is, again, this was something Jack said to me the other day, and I think I agree with most things Jack said because Jack's smart. But it was something Jack said to me about the idea of just Paquetá has to play. he costs too much money. He's too much of a big name to not play. And Skamaka, you could make the argument for the same, except Skamaka obviously hasn't happened. I tell you what, Tasman, just for you, I'll pause it for a bit, right? So it's a 40. I'm just going to pause it for like 5 seconds. We'll see how long it goes on for. Right, I've pressed play, and then I'll stop the timer, and then that's how far behind I've done it. But yeah, just the idea if they sort of have to play, but in this formation, it just doesn't work. And together, I don't think they would work either. I think Skamaka works better, but it's just not. It's now accurate, it's worrying, but it's just not the one at all. It's just not the one. It's very frustrating if we're being honest about it. Trying to play the ball down that right-hand side, just good block from the Rennes player. It's going to be a throw-in, though, in a fairly okay position. Battling for Danny Ings, trying to get there. It's going to be a corner. He wins a corner, to be fair to him. He wins a corner, to be fair to him. Just battling his way forward, and he gets there. Laid short, quick, short corner taken. Whipped in, check. Oh, it's Ings with the header. Can't quite angle it towards it. Not bad. Not bad. I don't necessarily mind a short corner. I think with our players, sometimes it's better just to put it in the box. Although they've been awful for long enough that I'm willing to accept short corners as a vibe. I don't think they're bad overall. Almost well worked there, but not quite. The thing is with the relegation thing is I think with Moyes, depressingly, I think the answer is that just relegation just won't happen because he's too stubborn and his tactics are too what they are to really be a relegation thing. I think the reason we got into a relegation scrap last season is because we tried to play out of ourselves the first half of the season before the World Cup. And then when that wasn't working and we were in trouble, we went, right, we're going back, right? Fine, I get it, but it's just uninspiring. And we look at it today, this is not an inspiring performance by any stretch of the imagination. It just really is not an inspiring performance. It might get better, but 20 minutes in, no. This is, of course, as well that we're. I think they just mentioned it on comms as well that Stade Rennais are also in the Europa League. So this is the sort of level of opposition we're going to be facing, and Ben Rama does awful there. Just tries to take on his man and completely overhits it and loses out. Straight out for a goal kick. Tries to take on his defender and just runs off the pitch. It's not an inspiring performance, I'd say. So at this point, we're just sort of at the stage of we're just gonna have to wait. We're just gonna have to wait and be like, all right, well, against a lot of teams in the Premier League, this will work. You know, this is going to work against teams in the Premier League who will step up. And I think there's an argument to be made with the likes of Pep being so influential and De Zerbi and managers like that coming in, that more and more teams are going to play out of themselves. And again, that suits us. That suits us to play like this. But I mean, right now we are being run all over by Rennes. But they're not really, I mean, I say we run all over. They're not really creating much the last 10 minutes or so. After the goal, incredible goal, they started fairly brightly. They were creating quite a few opportunities around that time that they scored as well. But since then, they've not really created anything, if we're being honest about it. It's just neither have we, and we look completely pointless. Paquetá does really well there. Then a nice ball out to the left to Ben Rama. Again, just slows down to take on his man, 1v1, little step over. Blocked easily, really well done by the defender there. Just to stand up, just make sure he's close to the gap, little stretch and stops it. The S Club 7 kit, you love to see it. But beautifully done by Paquetá, just again suckering that player in and just playing it past him. Nice ball out to the left-hand side. David Moyes and his two coaches there. You love to see it. You love to see it. Rennes playing it in. Sorry, West Ham playing it in. Rennes headed it away. Complete waste of a corner, as per usual. Maybe we do need James Ward-Prowse. Maybe we do really, really need James Ward-Prowse. I mean, that's what we had this season. I don't think people were too happy with it. That's the problem, Stephen. Laid it out wide, lofted into the box, headed away again. Ben Rama was there, but no one was challenging for the header, and Rennes can easily come away with the ball. Oh, well done there from Paquetá, just doing really well again. He's looking all right today, Paquetá. Out of everything, I think he's doing all right. He's getting himself on the ball. He's dropping deep. He's fighting for it well. I think he's doing all right. I think he's doing all right. Couple of robust challenges there from Rennes. Not too bad. Which you buy a car from Lucas Paquetá. I mean, I wouldn't buy any car really. Paquetá's stayed down, by the way. Like I said, there was a robust challenge in the build-up there. He went down, seemed to get back up, but he's gone back down again here. I don't know. The physios haven't been beckoned yet. He's been helped up by Ings and the Rennes captain, Boriged, I believe, maybe. That's how I'm going to say. Yeah, no, I wouldn't buy any car sumo. I just can't afford it. I just can't afford it. If I need because Fabianski looking very happy. If I need a car, I just ask someone I know with a car to do it. You know how it goes. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I hope that this is kind of one of my hopes that why I think Borja might get more game time than I'm thinking is because his pace and stuff will just be useful. But then again, I think Cornet will be ahead of him in the pecking order, and Cornet's not starting today, so we'll see what happens when Cornet comes on. But I think that will help. It was Santa. I've just got confirmation. It definitely was Santa Maria who got the goal for Rennes. Absolute barnstormer. And then drive myself. I just can't be. I don't need to. Public transport's too okay. I mean, trains across the country are a massive effort and need like the prices we pay are just inhumanely expensive. But you know, in general, buses and tube and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't need to drive. I don't need to drive. Good ball in. Oh, good opportunity for Rennes. And he is absolutely hard drive that one over. Dooku. Ball comes over to him. All of us in no man's land. He controls the ball and has the time to take a shot. Swings at it. I think left-footed because he swings at it with his right and it just goes flying over. Lofted over the top. Awful finish. Should be two. Really, 100% Chris. Should be two. So E. Davis says, hello all. How's the down suture thing? It's not looking good, Brev. It's not looking good. Can't lie. It's not always, yeah. Stu Fowl now going down in a lot of pain. Just a little clatter there between him and number 33. Duay, I think is his name. Stu Fowl seems to have got back up. Just a little clatter there. Half hour gone. Not really anything positive to say from West Ham perspective. I think Paquetá's having a decent enough game, but apart from that, there's not really much else to say. Whipped in, look for the cross. Can't quite make it work from the free kick. Paquetá again, getting the control of the ball, controlling it away. Oh, nice little flick around. They lose out the ball eventually. Oh, and then he gets in there again. Paquetá, man, he's having a good game. Paquetá, again, passing's been quite good. Apart from that, there's not really. I'm stretching to find positives right now. Half hour in, it's been a very poor performance from us. Rennes, that's a nice ball forward, and it cuts through everyone. And again, gets back and stops it again. Does really well. Fair play again. That was a really, really good opportunity. And the pass through just straight away just opens up our defense. Not a single person there to stop it. Way, way, way too easy. At the moment, the only way we score is through a penalty. We'd have to get in the box to win one. we'd have to get in the box to win one. Yeah, really good. Really, really good stuff from Maged there. I disagree, Chris. I think it's this. My problem with this is there'll be teams that will destroy us wholeheartedly. But the vast majority of the Premier League, this will work for. This sort of nonsense will work for. Because they'll try to come out of themselves and try to get on us. And they can't if we do this. You know? Let's be real about it. Like, they've not really created much after that period, especially the opening period of the game up until just after they scored. They were creating, but since then they've not really done much with it. And the goal they did score was an absolute worldie. That was not exactly going to be repeated. So I don't know. It's just but the thing is, from us, that's not a defense. It's just a super uninspiring performance because it doesn't look like we're capable of doing anything right now. And that's the bigger problem here. Not even necessarily that we're losing from a wonder strike. Well, that's a foul, surely. Yep, foul. Free kick to West Ham, right on the edge of the area. Doku with the one who takes him down. Takes down Ben Rama. It's basically a corner from a closer position, so it's not a beautiful position or anything. It's not a beautiful position or anything, but it is at least a free kick. That's the problem. It's not necessarily that we're losing from worldie, it's that we're not creating. We don't seem capable of creating anything. But again, it's not a surprise. We're playing a 4-2-3-1 with Danny Ings playing up front by himself on one side, Ben Rama on the other side, Fornals. It's not a shock. It's not a shock. We're certainly not in for that. We might be in for an entertaining season from a neutral standpoint. In that I suspect there's going to be a lot. There could be a lot of stuff going on, but for us, no. Emerson ends up lofting it in, headed away easily from Rennes player. Oh, someone goes down. I think Paquetá goes down again. There was a flailing arm there from one of the Rennes players. Paquetá goes down and stays down. The counter continues from Rennes' perspective. Paquetá still down. Referee decides to bring it back and Rennes play it out of play. He's saying elbow. Steve Mandanda's trying to help him up here. He's saying elbow. There was definitely a flailing arm there. It's definitely a flailing arm there. I don't know whether it was purposeful or not is another question, but it was 100% a flailing arm. Seeing the replay here, Paquetá gets the control. Little flick, yeah, it looks like a forearm more than an elbow or anything. It didn't look too deep. It didn't look too deep, to be honest. Traffair is not playing Hugues. He's not playing. He's also not on the bench. We have the starting a lineup for Rennes is running across the bottom of the screen now. But their bench, Gallon, Lebet, Bias, Doué, Giori, Kalimendu, Jacob, Lafi, Mealing, Salah, Tate, and whoa. But yeah, no Treffer. No Treffer. Assignona's little flick. It's a nice idea from Paquetá. Fornal's just not quite close enough. It was a nice idea there, but it doesn't quite work out. Assignon has come off and Doué has come on in the meantime for Rennes. Here's what I would say to GW. I wouldn't call it play acting, but he's certainly playing it up. And I personally am not into that sort of vibe either. I don't like people playing it up. Like, he gets hit. It is what it is. But I wouldn't call it play acting. He's making the most of it by a significant margin. That's playing another forward pass. He's evolving. Thinking Bell already, a sad state of affairs. Yeah, you hate to see it, Richard. You really do. You really do. It is going to be a corner to West Ham, though. Left-hand side. Oh, driven into a really good area. Hit, saving the goalkeeper. I think it was Paquetá. That was beautiful. Out of nowhere, a routine, ladies and gentlemen, and it almost worked. A driven corner to the back and Paquetá with a volley. Mandanda ends up having to palm it away, but it was very close. I think it was Paquetá on the volley. It seemed to be. And Mandanda tried to get that counter attack underway from on the left hand side there. Doesn't quite work out. West Ham collect the ball in the defensive area, but flipping heck, you almost scored there. That would have been fun, wouldn't it? I do have bells, Sumo. I do have bells. I bought some the other day just because I was hungry in the shop, and there are bells. There are actually bells in. Didn't even think about it, but there are bells in. Bells would be the one. I certainly can't afford the pizza thing. Maybe if we feel it when it gets to like a big game, maybe the pizza will be the movement. But certainly for the Common Garden every other game of the season, it will be bells. It will be bells. Just our passing is just really uninspired, isn't it? It's an awful flick out. It's going to be a friend. I don't know who it was, but it was an awful flick out. It's just very uninspired, our passing. It's very much like there's no like curve or innovation. There's no like, I don't know, we don't bring anything to it, you know? It's really predictable. It's not to really rain, by the way. But long throw, looking for Benrahma, finds it on the right hand side. Collected again, Sufal finds Benrahma once more. I think it's Benrahma. Well, it could, no, I think it was Fornals actually, to be fair. I don't know. Flicks across, it's going to be a corner. Going to be a corner. Where can you watch it, Paul? It is on the West Ham YouTube channel. The official West Ham YouTube channel, it is over there, so feel free to pull that one up. There's a really good opportunity. Just the driven low cross from the corner, and Paquetá strikes it cleanly, lovely. Coming from the corner that time. Again, can't quite get his head onto it. Benrahma loses out. Stade Rennais looking to come away, cleared away from West Ham. Regain possession in defence. Well, you know, I've got some bad news for that person. Got some bad news for him. Passing the ball around now, kind of aimlessly. We've gotten better over the last. We've certainly gained a lot more control of the game over the last 10 minutes. After the initial Rennes pressure and goal and all of that, their chances begin to dry up, and now we're sort of more in control of this game and are crafting more than they are. Corner to West Ham, well done by Vladimir Sufal again there. Certainly we're sort of gaining a little bit more ground in this now. It's not great though, still, if we're being honest. We're still not creating enough. It's still mostly ending up in corners, of which we've got another one now from the right-hand side. Emerson comes across to take it. Really? Okay. Yeah, just, I don't know. It's just a very, very uninspiring performance, if we're being honest. Very uninspired performance. Hopefully, our gaining momentum will build to something, but Emerson to play the ball in, head away at the first man again. Was also out of position, which is bad. Just bad. Gonna be a free kick. Gonna be a goal kick. I don't know which one. I think we have got a little bit more control, Sumo, but like, are we doing anything with it? No, not really. Like I said, I hope it comes to something, but I can't imagine we are. It would either have to be black or pink. You know what I mean? They're the two. Black, I think, a classic. I love a classic black shoe. You know, the classic black. Like whenever I'd make myself on FIFA or PES back in the day, I would always put black shoe. always be black. I love the look, but I don't mind a pink either. But I don't mind a pink either. It's completely white expected. Yeah, same with me, Richard, if we're being honest about it. We're looking to counter attack. It's just with the people on the pitch aren't very good at it. Rennes coming forward. They seem to get forward so easily. If this is it's a really good opportunity once again. Oh, Ariola does well there. Mayer almost manages to sneak in there. They seem to just get fought through us right through the middle so easily. It's a very stressful thing to watch. And then they're just a little bit lucky for it to bounce through, and Ariola does really well. Just comes out, makes himself big, just gets his hand on the ball, deflects it onto Mayer, who runs it out, and it's going to be a goal kick. But it's really nicely done. Mayer almost managing to bundle his way through there. But yeah, Scott, how are you, sir? I hope you're well. I hope you're good. How are you? Good to see you. First time in pre-season, I think, right? Good to see you. Crossing was awful. Mandanda picks it up and Rennes can go forward again. I think if today is really showing the weaknesses in our defensive midfield department and just our midfield department in general, because Rennes are finding it so easy to play through that area. They are just literally passing it in a straight line, straight through into the counter, into the sort of centre attacking midfield area, sort of 10 position. I can't remember what it's called in statistics. There's a zone name for it. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, and it's just a bit worrying. Because I think tactically, like I say, I'm not too tactically. I think this would work against a lot of Premier League teams, depressingly and annoyingly. But I think that's kind of the point. My bigger problem with it is that I think, this is such a good opportunity. Paquetá on the ball, Ben Rama, he's just not got the pace. He tried to find Flynn Downs, who's making a run. Why is Danny Ings the fourth furthest person forward there? Downs was making a nice run. He tries to find him. Ben Rama was making a nice run, but he just didn't have the pace to get away from his guy who was just all over him. So he tried to find Flynn Downs to work out. Like I said, I think this would be effective against a lot of Premier League teams, but the notable problems here are the front line is not working, and Rennes are finding it very easy to play for us. So everything is screwed. No, but you look at the chances we're creating, which basically don't exist. That's a huge problem for us. Their passing round at the back is not good, Rennes, as well. We should be putting them under more pressure. Half-time can't come soon enough, in my opinion, because I'm hoping at half-time we can maybe switch some things up and look to do something a bit different. But for now, flipping heck. Paquetá plays it out wide to Emerson, or Ben Rama. Okay. Don't really know what Ben Rama was trying to do there. It looked like he was trying to do a flick across first time. I don't know what he was doing. I'll be real with you. I've got no clue. I wish I had some clue. There is no clue. We can't defend, we can't score. Yeah, basically, that's the long short of it, right? That's the long short of it, you know? Ings, can't quite find there. He's having a poor game, is Danny Ings. He's not really doing anything of note. He's looked all right this preseason in a different formation. Weird how that works, but in this game, I think Gio has spoken about it, right? In the days after the previous friendlies that we've had, when we've looked like we've been playing, different formations, 3-5-2 a lot of the time. We've changed it up a little bit. We changed the formation a couple of times, and we've certainly played this specific formation a bit, but not that much. We played a lot of months, and Gio has spoken about it a lot, being in his belief, just sort of the right players, just sort of putting players on the pitch, just finding ways to sort of fit in there. And I've agreed with him. But the problem is we have seen that formation. I think at the beginning of last season, especially in Europe, we saw this formation, that formation, the 3-5-2. And it was Scamacca was seeing success from it. I thought Ben Rama had some good games, notably in the 10 position. I think there was some positives to take from it, certainly, but as the season went on and our movement towards trying to be a bit more expressive and finding ways to break teams down who sit deep, things where this formation we're playing today doesn't work. Flynn Downs again, giving away a free kick. We got scared and ran back to this formation. And it worked, and we survived. We went up the table, and we won a European Cup. So I'm not shocked that I'm not shocked that the first time we have everyone back, including all of our first team players, we have gone straight back to this formation. I'm not shocked. I'm disappointed, but I'm not shocked. And I'm not surprised at the way this game has played out. Because if there's one thing we've had to deal with for the last 4 seasons, however many seasons we've been doing the watch-alongs now, it's this sort of football. This is a really good opportunity again for Rennes. This could be 2. He wastes way too much time. Finds across the Doku. Awful from Rennes. That was such a good opportunity. And they just completely waste it. The fact they're wasting opportunities like this and they're still in the lead is very, very annoying. It's very, very annoying. It's quite impressive, isn't it? It's quite impressive. He has not, sir. He has not. He's on the bench. Skamaka is on the bench today. He's not gone. I don't think he will go either. I don't see anyone playing what we'd want for him, so I don't see him going. Flick over the top. This is a great opportunity. Pulled back. Danny Ings can't quite get there from Fornals' layoff. Souček's there. Soufal, the opportunity looks like it's gone one Ings. Soufal's pass is poor. And now Rennes can come away with it. They've got a really good attack down the left-hand side if they can find it, and the right, actually. And they've tried to play it into that. Is awful. That is terrible play. Again, they've just wasted a really, really golden opportunity. Just a really, really good opportunity. They've wasted yet another one. Stephen, thank you very much for the $4.99 into the full-time fund. It's much, much appreciated, sir. Stade should be scouting managers. Let's build for the manager. Let's build up from the manager up more positive, attacking, fast-paced football. He will be. Something that Cal from Analytics United, not that this is an Analytics United advert or anything, but I do keep mentioning him apparently. Something that Cal spoke to me about when we did the podcast on the Patreon that we have, Hamalytics, and we spoke about Stuyton, and Cal's the sort of person who keeps track of directors of football and managerial movements and all that sort of stuff. That's one of his big bags. He was talking about the idea of Leverkusen last season, who before last season they'd finished third. Incredible achievement. Manager did really well. Started really poorly in the season, really, really poorly. And despite having such a great season previously, they got rid of their manager. There is the halftime whistle, and it's 1-0 to Stade Rennais at halftime. They got rid of their manager early and then brought in Xabi and then got back into Champions League football again. That sort of decisive nature and knowing sort of who he's going to get and movements like that. I suspect he will be doing that. I think there is obviously a focus on transfers at the moment, but I'd be shocked if he wasn't looking at who's going to come next. Because I think even if David Moyes does survive to the end of this season, which I think he will personally, I can't see him going beyond that. But thank you very much for the $4.99. Thank you. Half time, and we've been poor. Other than the one goal, they've been pretty terrible. I think that's probably true, Greg. I agree with you. I think we've been crap. I don't think there's any other way to put it. We've been crap. I think you look at the opportunities that we failed to create. You look at the opportunities we have created, which have been basically none anyway. It's not exactly been a inspiring performance by any way stretch of imagination. I think defensively, they've got through us way, way, way too easily. I really don't like how easy they found it to just pass straight through the middle. I think we have offensively been a bit of a... We've just been rubbish. We can't create anything. Again, it's the usual stuff, right? This is Moyes ball. This is the most Moyes ball-y you're ever going to see it, right? If there was ever any doubt potentially of what formation we were going to play this season, I think it's somewhat indicative that the second we get all our first team footballers back comes the Moyes ball, because that's where we're at today. We're trying to hit them on the counter. We're trying to do our usual thing. And what that boils down to is the horseshoe, right? We work our way up to the right-hand side. That doesn't quite work. Okay, right, we work our way up the left. Okay, no, that doesn't quite work. We win some corners. We take some corners. None of them are particularly good, apart from that Paquetá volley. Apart from that one, none of the corners have been particularly good. And none of our opportunities have been particularly good. And it's a massive problem for us. It's a massive, massive problem for us because we are struggling today. But it's not a shock. It's not a shock that we're struggling. When you look at the lineup that's running across the bottom of your screen, from our standpoint anyway, I'll put just ours up because I know there's a change at this point. When you look at that lineup and you think about it being a Moyes ball tactic, I mean, when we drop into defence, we're playing that sort of 4-4-2 shape with Paquetá and Danny Ings being the two that sort of remain in vaguely positions to counter from. Neither of those players are exactly going to pick up the ball and run away with it like a sort of Jesse Lingard type player would. And then you look at it from an attacking perspective, we're playing a sort of 4-2-3-1, and you've got Ben Rama on one side, you've got Fornals on the other, you've got Danny Ings isolated in the middle. It doesn't hit in any way, shape, or form. And it's not a shock that when we go forward, we don't really seem to have anything. There have been opportunities, glancing opportunities, where something looks like it might be about to happen, but the through balls come from Danny Ings, and so then when the pullback happens, he's not in position to try and take advantage of it. You know, there's been other opportunities where it looks like it's all of a sudden opened up for us. The Danny Ings run through, but I feel like their defenders are so much quicker and are on top of him, and he needs to hit it first time, and he hits the nice chop, but then can't get the shot after it. It's just poor. It's just poor play. And it's unfortunate because this is the first game back for all of our players. It feels like we've got everyone together for the first time, and it's just very disappointing. Not shocking, and it's not our strongest 11. But outside of what maybe putting Bowen in, you'd maybe make the argument for. You look at that side. You look at 11 we've got again running across them up the screen. Outside of maybe putting Bowen in and arguably Skamaka, I guess it's probably our strongest 11. And it's not inspiring hope for a situation at a moment where we do feel so, I don't want to say hopeless, but it's certainly a difficult situation at the moment. All of the news with the transfer stuff is negative. All of the signs, not just in terms of us being rejected for players and putting in low ball bids, but also in terms of, you know, club insiders who feel like it's probably David Sullivan saying that it's a mess. It's an incredibly negative situation to be in. And then we come to today and it's just not coming together in any way, shape or form. Thankfully, we do have 45 minutes to go. And we have, I mean, potentially you bring on Skamaka, you bring on Ings, and you bring on Skamaka, you bring on maybe Cornet and Bowen on either side of him. Maybe we can start to move a little bit differently, you know, change it up slightly, but I don't see much hope. I think Mubama is someone I would look at very heavily. I think Mubama is the only person outside of Antonio who I think actually suits this system. I would like to see him get game time. It's difficult to see him getting game time ahead of Skamaka, especially in this system where there's only one up front, but we'll see. But I would love to see that happen. How do you feel? Let me know in the live chat. Let's have a look at what you were all saying. Actually, let's reset the time while I do that. And hey, while you're here, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Helps us out massively. The like button, it means when someone types in Stade Rennais versus West Ham, we shoot to the top of the charts. If you hit that like button, it helps us out massively. Algorithms and all that stuff. And make sure to hit the bell notification button while you're there, because we are live every single match day. I am live doing a watch along on this channel every single match I can. I think we're going to miss one this year for certain because there's an AEW show in Wembley I'm going to. But I will be here every other game. We are here every single time. And even days like today where Gio and Gonzo are not available, I still did the build-up, and there will still be a review from us live on this channel after this match, along with watch along the entire game. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any future things. West Ham medium everywhere we go. Not wrong, Dean. Not wrong, if we're being honest about it. Mikey Boy says our midfield is the most immobile in the Premier League. So what do we do? Bid for a 28-year-old who's slower but can take free kicks. I don't think it's a mobility problem, but yes, that is a problem. I just think it's an ability issue. I think it's an ability. I'll be honest with you. Again, it's difficult because it's preseason and I don't want to draw conclusions, but I have never been impressed by Flynn Downs in what is supposedly his correct position, and today continues to be that vibe for me, if we're being honest. We'll see. I suspect if we were to sign James Ward-Prowse, for example, there would have to be someone else alongside him. I don't think you could. A midfield two of James Ward-Prowse and Thomas Souček is not much better. It wouldn't help us today, let's say. I mean, maybe we'd actually be able to put in some okay corners for once, which we've done one today, but, you know, outside of that. Does a trophy really outweigh 15 months and counting with absolute dirge? Yeah, probably. Yes, probably. I think it wasn't a surprise to me when David Moyes stayed because of that exact thing. We won a trophy. If we hadn't have won the trophy, then I would have been shocked if he stayed. But we won it, and so I suspected, okay, right, he's going to stay. That makes sense. I don't think you have the clout almost to fire someone who just won a trophy. Um, but yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Swapping Bowen, and this will be the starting lineup versus Bournemouth. Yeah, probably infinitely. Yeah, I probably agree. I think it depends if we sign someone between now and then. But if this is the squad that we have, if we haven't signed anyone, even if we sign Borges, if this is the squad, then I would suggest you're probably correct. I can't see anything else. I can't see anything else. Maybe Skamaka, but again, I can't see that happening. To be honest with you, such a shame. Seeing Cornell's at right wing, not his position, so he looks poor. Big shame. Yeah, I prefer him on the left, if anything, but or in the centre. I know everyone talks about him being in the centre as well. But just not. But basically, anything but where he is today. Anything but where he is today is the vibe. Anything but where he is today. Easily 3 years. It's not been great. It's not been a great. It's not been the most. It's been quite a difficult watch along. If we're being perfectly honest about it, it's quite a difficult watch along. Digital Price, McTominay, Maguire really fired me up, lad. I'm usually calm until I see his stupidity. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money. That's the other problem is we just don't have a lot of money, and to be looking at these sort of deals, which frankly there is no value for money in whatsoever. We're overpaying for these players. We'd be overpaying for McTominay. We'd be overpaying for Maguire. It seems like we probably would end up having to overpay for James Ward-Prowse. It's not inspiring in terms of that either. Yeah, I saw that as well, Peter. It's wild, isn't it? Guys just had everything. Guy had everything. I've got Danny DeVito in a shirt that says Bevo on it. You know, like that guy had everything. I don't think it's because of that, Jay. I'll be honest with you, because I think we signed Skamaka and Paquetá last season. I think that's I think that directly shows it. And if anything, we've won a trophy since then. I think it is purely a money issue. I think Jacob Steinberg wrote about it earlier in the season. Was it today it went out or yesterday? I think I read it this morning, but I think it might have gone up yesterday. I think it's a good article to look at. He sort of sums it up properly. You've got a guy like David Moyes who really divers and takes too long when it comes to transfers and is very precise with who he wants in terms of like Premier League experience and things like that. Just lots of things that mean he takes forever. You've got someone like David Sullivan who takes forever to sign players and haggles all of the time and starts really low and ends up going up and all these other sort of things. It's not exactly a recipe for success in terms of getting stuff done. And then you add in the fact that you've signed someone who has a lot of power in Stuyton, who wants a completely different type of footballer than David Moyes. You've basically just created the worst situation possible to try and get stuff done. I don't think it's a problem with attracting people. I think Skamaka and I think Paquetá, for example, last season show that we don't have a problem attracting players. And actually, with the Premier League, we are able to offer higher wages than a lot of these people would get in other leagues. So it's clear that we can attract players. The problem is trying to actually sign them is the issue. And a player can want to join as much as possible. We've heard positive ideas about the idea of James Ward-Prowse potentially wanting to move here. We've heard other people saying they want to move to West Ham in this summer, but it is trying to get those deals sorted. That's the issue. And clearly that's the hold up. And that's where the problems is. It's with David Sullivan. It's with David Moyes taking too long. Those are the issues. It's not a case of attraction, in my opinion, anyway, in my opinion. I put £20 on Souček being our next captain. Such a Moyes thing to do. I mean, again, having the captain's armband today is maybe a positive in your mind for that, because seeing as he's playing. Can we sell Souček, please? The thing is with Souček, right? I don't have a problem with him, but it's just he's not playing well today, and unless he has the right person alongside him, then it's kind of pointless. And Downs is not the right person to play alongside him. He just isn't. And out of the two of them, I would much rather play Thomas Souček than I would Flynn Downs. The problem is we don't have the right person to go alongside either of them right now. That's the big issue. Although, having said that, Flynn Downs looked better alongside Thomas Souček last season than he did alongside Declan Rice. But he doesn't look good enough today. Frankly, neither of them do. Cannot wait to see all of our signings come on in the second half. Alisson, you might be shocked. What if Alisson, someone just walked out onto the pitch now, was like, bang, I'm here. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? It's called convincing. It's called being delusional from me, guys. But in terms of actual enjoyment plus time, Charlie, 90 minutes of your life every week in the past 2 years versus 190-minute game. I obviously love seeing this win a trophy, but still, you're not wrong, James. You're certainly not wrong. Trust me, you're not wrong. And I've always been someone who has said consistently that I am more about, football is entertainment. Football is entertainment at the end of the day. I want to enjoy what I'm watching, and we're not enjoying what we're watching. So I agree with you, to be fair. I agree with you. And I just understand. I just understand it, It's one of those things where Gio said it before in videos, right? You don't have to agree with something to understand it. I understand it. I disagree with it, but I understand it. Areola is rubbish and Souček has spoons to her feet. I think Areola's done okay today outside of their goal. And that was a freak wonder goal, so I don't want to judge him too much on it. I think outside of that, he's done okay. But, I mean, if you're looking at performances over the course of preseason, Fabianski's been excellent. He's been one of our best players this preseason. So I suspect and would not be shocked when where Fabianski steps up probably next week to start and then probably against Bournemouth as well. But we'll see how it goes. We look slow and unfit. No cohesion, says James. Don't necessarily disagree. Fornals, that's an 8 for me. Raw's his best position. Yeah, I think he's best. I think he's better in the centre of the park as well. I wouldn't want him in the midfield too, like this. I think that would be an even bigger problem than we've got today. But in this formation, he would have to play in the Paquetá formation, and Paquetá's actually having a good game today. So it's one of those things, right? But the team have come out. I can see Mubama. Mubama seems to have come on, which is very exciting. Whether or not he starts, whether or not, I don't know if he's up front. I don't know if there's anyone else. I can't see Danny Ings at the moment, so I don't know whether or not he's still staying on. But I can at least see Mubama. People, don't get too exciting, but we might have changed strikers. And Mubama in this system is exactly what we need, in my opinion. Exactly what we need. There seems to be... Is that another sub we've got coming on as well? That might be another sub. It might be Bowen. I can't tell sort of the bar at the bottom where it says Stade Rennais 1, West Ham United. It was perfectly covering them up. But it does seem like potentially... we'll have a second... 2 second subs. Just listening to the commentary now. Commentators just mentioned Mubama. Hasn't mentioned the second person yet. So we'll see. It is Jared Bernard's right. Yeah, Danny Ings has come off and on comes Mubama, which is really good to see. And then Fornals for Jared Bernard. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense to me. Maybe a problem for Scamacca going forward, but I'm really happy to see this, and it's the changes I would have made as well. I think Mubama coming on for Danny Ings and Fornals, who's basically doing nothing at right wing, makes sense. Him coming off and bringing on Jared Bowen, who is, of course, the boy in that position. Always going to start in that position, isn't he? So that is what it is. But I think that's good. I think actually, like we say, maybe outside of, Scamacca obviously a better player than Mubama, but nowhere near doesn't fit in this system as much as he does. Arguably, right now we have our strongest 11 on. Which in centre midfield is an issue, but I think arguably we have our strongest 11 on. Outcome Rennes. Don't know if they've made any subs. The players I know, I've recognised have come back up, so they still go. So, tell you what, the Rennes DJ is a banger. The Rennes DJ is an absolute banger. If you're going to be going away to watch the game, by the way, on YouTube, then don't worry about it. Thank you for coming. Remember, we'll be live at a full time with a match review right here on the channel. So subscribe, bell notification, like the video, all that good stuff. Before we go, enjoy the game. West Ham are going to get this second half underway. Paquetá in the middle of the park to take it. West Ham have made 2 changes. Areola in goal, Soufal, Zuma, Aguerd, and Emerson in defence with Souček and Downs just ahead of them. Bowen on the right-hand side. Ben Rama on the left. Paquetá in between with Mubama up front. Really, really interesting. Like I say, probably probably what I think is maybe our strongest 11 outside of Mikel Antonio. Fabianski has also come on. So Fabianski has also made his way on for Areola. A little bit of a. I was wondering why there was a bit of a delay there. Fabianski has also made his way onto the pitch. That one sort of expected 45 minutes, which makes sense. Surprised without Skamaka coming on, but still. Got to be the worst. This is what I mean. I can't imagine us loaning him. I can't imagine us loaning him at all. And there we go. We are on the way. Deploy the boys. Come on, you Irons. It's time to run to Tink. West Ham flying forward. Instantaneous opportunity. Look at Jarbo. Look at the shot. Can't quite find the shot. Did this slightly delayed. Let's get this in time. Okay, let's just do this. And then there we go. Yeah, I just can't see us leaving him. It's financially, it makes sense. I can't see us loaning him out, and I can't see us selling him because I don't think we'll get the numbers that we need from him. So I just can't see it happening personally. West Ham win a throw straight away. Early opportunity there for Bowen, trying to find a shot quickly. West Ham to take throw on halfway line. Emerson to take it on that left-hand side. Paquetá, nice little flick around the back. Finds Emerson, nice little flick, just about getting there. Benrahma plays it out to Jared Bowen. He's got Soufal on the overlap. Mubama makes a really nice run into the box. Hits it just over. It was Benrahma who hit it in the end. It's a really nice run from Mubama to cross in towards Benrahma, who's arriving late. It was nice. He just can't quite keep it down. Nice quick play from us. Soufal puts it in. And I tell you what, it's really hard for Benrahma to. I don't want to criticize too much in that one. Really difficult. Came at him quickly, had to adjust, open up his body, hit him on the volley. Difficult one to do, but a nice little counter attack. Instantaneous us looking better, and that movement from Mubama in the middle was so good. Opened up the space for Benrahma to get in there. Just such a different style of player than Danny Ings, and instantaneously see the difference there. I agree with you. I've always preferred Ngakia. I always preferred Ngakia. I think Ben Johnson is. I think he didn't keep him. To be fair, Ngakia wanted to leave because he wasn't getting the game time and he wasn't getting the contract he wanted, so he wanted to go. Which is fair enough, whatever. But I was disappointed because I always thought Ngakia was better. He would be. He would be. I mean, in general, yes. I'm not going to criticize that shot because I think it's harsh, but in general, yes. I should also say, GP, I saw this as well. Sorry, I don't know if I brought it up. GP, thank you very much for the £2. I need to put yourself and Stephen in the in the thing, but thank you very much. How much that best man channel all others. Certainly don't back to the last bit of the statement, but the rest of it, very polite of you. Thank you very much. Rennes trying to work their way forward now. Just slowly moving through the gears here, trying to find a space down the right-hand side. Played across the box, easily hooked away from again. Steven. There you go. I can copy and paste it because it disappeared, but there we go. I'm actually up to date with those things now. What time do we have? Thank you for everyone with the full-time find. It's massively appreciated. GP, Stephen, Johnny, massively appreciate it. There we go. There you go. GP, Stephen, Johnny, thank you. West Ham battling for it. Certainly looking brighter at the beginning of the second half now. Certainly looking much brighter. Paquetá does well again, finds it Mubama, controls it nicely, lays it out to the left-hand side to Benrahma. Does well to drift inside, lays it out to Emerson really nicely. It's a good crossing opportunity. Emerson puts it in, Mubama hits it. Heather just couldn't quite get it angled perfectly towards the goal. Really nice opportunity. Mubama just looks so good, man. He looks so good. Emerson just plays it in again. It's nice. Ronnie tries to flick it. Couldn't quite get it there, but I just looks so much more lively than Danny Ings. The movement is just so much brighter. He works so much better in this formation. It's a huge opportunity for him. 45 minutes potentially here against Rennes, ahead of Skamaka. When we've just seen Danny Ings pull a little bit of a stinker, it's such a really good opportunity for him to stand out. He's obviously done well in preseason already this year, got a couple of goals, but the opportunity to be directly compared while in with the rest of the best team possible, arguably, such a good opportunity for him. Interesting cutaway there they did there. It's going to be a free kick to Rennes inside their own half. I believe he's still at Watford. Kai. I might be wrong about that, but I think yeah. I agree with this. I think if it's got to be Mbama. It does. In this formation specifically, it just has to be Mbama. It can't not be. Rennes trying to play their way forward. Again, they look more tired, but they also just don't. They don't look as they're not playing for us as easy. I mean, let's be real. Again, I think half of that, the first half, the second half of the first half, if that makes sense, the second portion of the first half, we were certainly the more aggressive of the two teams. And that's not to say Rennes didn't have their opportunities. They missed two golden opportunities, but it was certainly more in our favour. If not, it's still incredibly crap from us. This half so far, much better. Nice play again. Paquetá picks up the ball, flicks it through. That's really nice. Bowen couldn't quite get there. He does really well there. Paquetá asked for a free kick. He's not going to get one. We do really well. It's on the YouTube deck. It's on the YouTube. How are you, by the way, bro? You good? Hope you well. He's going to get a drink at some point. So it's quite like the fan on my face. It's so warm in here. Trying to decide when to do it. Next time goes out playing, maybe. Playing out wide to the left-hand side, Rennes trying to find their way forward again. It's hilarious how much better we look when we have a striker that suits the system more and Jared Bowen on. It's hilarious how much better we look. It is. It's on the YouTube. It's on the YouTube channel, so go watch it. Go watch it, Scott. It's for free on the YouTube channel, on the West Ham YouTube channel. Go watch it, man. I'm totally fine with backing people on that. Go watch it. It's on the West Ham YouTube channel for free. Good opportunity to shoot from Rennes. Don't quite make it work. Headed away from Jared Bowen. Nodded back towards goal from Rennes. We try a little flick. It doesn't quite work off. Oof, bloody hell. Santa Maria went for it again after the incredible opening shot that he scored. Looking for it again from Rennes. Doesn't quite work out. Goes well over that time. Good, bro. Good, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm okay. I've destroyed my back. My back is screwed. I'm in so much pain. All of the time. But yeah, apart from that, though, good, bro. I'm good. And I don't do it, G. I don't do it. It's there might be places like there might be places you can find things, like the Discord. I don't do it. Not me. Not me. No, he's currently on his holidays after his England duty, after being on England duty with the youth team. Was it the Euros? Euros, right? Not the World Cup. But he's on his holiday because of that at the moment. So he was available today. I think he'll be back next week. We have obviously had a couple of our younger players leave. Freddie Potts has gone on loan. I can't remember who to. All nice opportunity. But Bammer again creating a bit of space. So now maybe thinking about a pen. Referee says no. He doesn't complain about it. He does end up getting up. But there was a little bit of a look towards the ref there from Bammer to go pen. But yeah, Potts has gone out on loan, and as has Sawyer, who's gone to Crawley. I can't remember. He's gone Crawley. I don't remember where Potts has gone. I did see it yesterday, but I can't remember where. Yeah, I don't think it's a penalty for me. Barely any contact. He goes down, but it's clear. Gets the ball clear as like clean as you like. Good battle there for West Ham. Nice control from Paquetá. Just tries to turn and hit it. Deflects. It's going to be a corner. Going to be a corner. Luke, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. Are you good? Paquetá does really well there. Just controls it with his head. Turns around, tries to strike it with his left foot blocked. He's been by far the best player today, in my opinion. Was it Wickham? I had a feeling it might be Wickham. Jordan, good knowledge there. Good knowledge. Good intel. Thank you very much. Left hand cross, left-sided cross from the corner. Header comes in. Ooh. I think it was Souček there potentially, just nodding it across goal. No one can quite get a touch on it. Flynn Downs going to cross it in from the second attempt again, back towards Souček at the back post, trying to battle for it, can't quite make it work. And Rennes can now come away with the ball. Laid short and off they go. Looking to try and attack down their left. Right, they switch the play. Good hook away there from Said Benrahma. Mohammed as well, they're battling for it, trying to get in there. He's putting him under a lot of pressure there. It's good work from the back. It's just night and day, man. It's just night and day. Oh, listen, lob it in now, bro. Lob it in now. I mean, obviously, halftime there's way more people here. I'll just look. If you don't follow Dean on Twitter, right? Which Dean, for the first time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look it up before I say it because I know I always get it the wrong way around. But if you don't follow Dean on Twitter, which is on X, at Dean R. Marsh, because I always get it wrong. What are you doing? My man creates banging mixes. ISO. When's the new ISO out? Is it out now? Is it out now? Because if it is, I need to be getting on that myself. But you should be getting involved with that. Okay. Now I know there's not as many people here as there usually is at halftime, but you know, I do what I do. I forgot about it all on X, not on Twitter, on X, because everything has to a few days. Okay, a few days. So if you follow now, then you'll know the second it comes out. Do you see what I mean? And trust me, you're gonna want to get on it because Dean don't miss, blood. Dean don't miss. Oh, Stu, how are you, sir? Need to sneeze. Oh, with the bad back, that is so painful. Stu, how are you, sir? If you haven't subscribed to the disabled team, make sure you do it. How are you, bro? You good? I've been keeping up your videos, seeing what's going on with the Leeds at the moment. Good opportunity from Benrahma, lays it short. Downs looking for a shot. It was kind of, I don't know, it wasn't very inspiring to say. Out to Soufal, whips it in, looking for Bamar, loses, reins up for it, can't quite find it. Souček battles for it. That's clumsy as well, just bundles him over. Yeah, I've been watching your videos, Stu, keeping up with what's going on at Leeds. If you haven't subscribed, you're interested in what's going on. He covers other teams. He covers West Ham as well quite a bit as well. So I'd highly recommend. But seeing the video talking about what's the guy's name? Carl Darlow coming in. You said right, 400k. Is that what I heard you say? I think on the video, 400k. Because that's not a bad deal for Carl Darlow. I'll be honest with you. West Ham with another free kick again. Second half being significantly better than the first from us. Still not good enough, but significantly better. Rennes don't really have anything, and we're kind of knocking on the door. And just how much better we look when we have a striker who suits our system, and Jared Bowen is actually crazy. It's actually wild, but we look significantly better here. Soufal trying to get the ball forward, just cut out with a nice sliding block from Douay. Going to be a free kick going to be a throw in about on the halfway line from the right hand side for West Ham. I think so. I think he's just infinitely better than Lingard. The problem is I think Lingard suits this system so well that it's kind of perfection in that sense. But For the wages he was on, it just wasn't worth it. It just wasn't worth it, you know. And by that point, by the time we could have got him on a free, and he ended up choosing Nottingham Forest, by that time he'd not played any football for ages properly. It was just too long. It's just too long, in my opinion. Doué on the left hand side plays it out towards Doku on the right. Lays it short to their right back. He tries to whip the ball in. Good block there from Emerson? Souček. Yeah, and he just moves. Mibama's movement compared to Ings is instantaneous to see. It's instantaneous to see. In this formation specifically, where you're up front and as Mikel Antonio said, you're dealing with scraps and you're fighting and you've got to battle for it. It's just way more effective than a Danny Ings style striker is. Big hoof across the box there. Stade Rennais looking to try and cross it in, completely missed. It's going to be a throw into West Ham on the opposite side. Soufal takes it quickly. You love to see it. Doesn't work out, but I love the idea. Doesn't work out at all. They regain possession of the ball, but I love the idea. Yeah. Again, like I said, I don't mind it. I like Thomas Souček, but he needs someone else next to him because putting down him together as a partnership is a big problem, in my opinion. It's a huge problem, in my opinion. I don't mind him, but them two together is bad. It's very bad. Going to be a free kick to Rennes. While they do that, while they take the time to stay down, I'm gonna take the opportunity to grab a water. I'll be back in a second. Danny will entertain you. There you go. I should be back. Oh my God, my back. Right, hang on a sec. Hello. Has anything happened? Well, there seems to be 800 changes happening. Is there a West Ham change? It looks like there's a West Ham change. I can just see the lineup of black shirted men. I'll tell you what, there are baby bells, so I'm going to go and grab a baby bell while I'm there, just in case. Angelo Bonner apparently came on for a get. Angelo Bonner came on for a get. Right, I have a baby bell just in case we get the votes and go for it. Because frankly, with my bad back, getting up, getting back down again is a problem. So doing it once is ideal. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Hello. Yeah, there's my forehead. What time to be alive? Hello. If we want to, it's here. Right, what changes were there? I saw again for a Bonner. I saw that one. Did anyone else come on? Did anyone else come on? Here he is coming on. I recognize him. Who did he play for? Who did he play for? Did he play for Marseille at one point? I think he was a Marseille player. Am I wrong? Kara came on. So it was just straight double change at the back then. Zuma and Aged off, Kara and Bonner on, right? Is that what it was? There we go. So if you want a bell, if you want a preseason bell, then feel free to lob bell in chat. We'll get that poll going if there's enough votes for it. If the people want it, it is only preseason. Do we need that kind of stress? I don't know. Karen on Bonnet on. Yes. Okay. Sweet. Makes sense. Trying to play their way forward. Rennes cut out well there. Soufal. Big ping forward. Looking for Mibama, who does well just to get his body in the way of it. Lays off nicely to Paquetá, whose ball over the top to Bowen is nice. It was maybe a slightly better option to the left, but he does well. That's going to be a corner to West Ham. Good play. Like that. 10 mil plus downs from Mbappe. There There we go. I said it right the third time. I think it's a deal they should go with. You know, you know. Right corner from the right hand side. Bowen puts it in. Oh, cleared off the line. Oh, that was a noise I made. Cleared off the line. I don't know who cleared it. I don't know who got the final touch. Mubama was in there, as were a bunch of others. The ball gets played across, and there seemed to be a deflection at some point, or a shot or something off someone. And I don't know which Rennes player it was, but just stops it on the line. Incredible stuff. I would honestly consider starting Mubama at this point. I can't lie. Free kick, handball. You love to see it. Bellet, Nobel, get your Angelicas out. Only offering a curly whirly. I'd take a curly whirly against him. Bam was on the floor trying to get it. One of the Rennes players just comes flying across and stops it. Fair play. Well done. Save the bells for the season. We're going to need them. Fair. Bells with lime and mango. That's not an option for you, boy. That's not an option. Whipped in. Header. 1-1. Yes. Thomas Souček with the goal. Easy as you like. Thomas Souček, who has got the armband since Aguerd has come off. Emerson whips the ball in. Souček nods it home. 1-1. Easy as you like. Who needs to for Prowse? Apparently, we could just do it without him. Bosh. 1-1. Ball comes in. Forehead in. Yes. Ouch. You know? Light work. Emerson whips it in. Souček rises highest, nods it past. That's training ground stuff. Training ground stuff. You love to see it. West Ham United 1, Stade Rennais 1. Easy. 24 minutes plus stoppage time to get a winner now. 24 minutes plus stoppage time to get a winner now. He would have. Clive, if you see this, we did it. Time to cross it in for Rennes. Instead, he cuts in and goes for a shot. And it was pretty awful. What has happened? How has it been? First half was pretty awful. I can't lie to you. First half, their goal was incredible. Got to go back and look at their goal. It was unbelievable strike. We slowly worked our way into the game in the first half, but we just nowhere near good enough. Second half, it's been all us since the changes. We brought on Mubama and Bowen and Fabianski at half time, and specifically Bowen and Mubama really affected the way we played. And all of a sudden, we look okay. You know, it's been a good second half, a decent enough second half. Cornet looking ready to come on as well at this point. There it is. Tom, thank you very much for the £3 super sticker. I can't see what it is because of the software. I can actually go into this screen and scroll. But thank you very much for the super fund. Yes, little heart person. We love it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's very kind of you for the £3. It helps us out massively, as we always say. And no one ever has to do it. So it's very kind of you when you lot do. There we go. Your name is now in the thing. Thank you very much, Tom. Massive appreciation, sir. Massive appreciation. Right before the goal. I saw it come up. Played out wide to the left-hand side. Nice little lay into Paquetá. Little flick round to Ben Rama. Bowen's there. Back to Paquetá. Hits it. Block. Could have been a beautiful goal there. Could have been an absolutely beautiful goal, but doesn't quite make it work in the end. Nice little flicks round. Oh, again, he's having such a good game today. Scamacca as well, making his way onto the pitch. David Moyes doing a lot of this. Whatever that means. Paquetá coming off for Gianluca Scamacca. I think Sufal coming off, maybe? Sufal seems to be walking off. Is he walking off or is he just moving? No, he's just moving. Thought he was coming off. He was just moving in a weird way, and the camera zoomed in on him. Paquetá coming off alongside Saïd Benrahma. So it seems to be a straight swap for Benrahma and Cornet. Cornet coming on for Saïd Benrahma, and then Paquetá coming off for Scamacca, meaning we're playing with a more traditional 4-4-2. A more traditional 4-4-2, and I would suspect. I mean, we wouldn't necessarily have to have made any changes tactically. If you could make the argument maybe Scamacca plays as essentially in the exact role Paquetá is. He's the one who's dropping deep, he's creating things, and Mubama's still going to be doing the running. Be interested to see how that ends up working out, though. But Cornet for Benrahma seems to be a much more straight swap. So if you're wondering what the team looks like currently, Fabianski is in goal. We then have Sufal at right back, Emerson at left back, with Ogbonna and Kera as central defensive midfield, centre defence options. We then have Downs and Suchek in midfield together, with with Cornet on the left, Bowen on the right, and then in the centre, Mubama and Scamacca. He's bloody massive, isn't he? He's just a big framed geezer. Very fine with that. Paquetá man of match? Yeah, I agree. Best player off, yeah, I agree. See where he plays. I'm interested to see how, again, him and Mubama end up sort of linking up. Mubama, again, is going to be doing all the running. Sort of a 4-4-1-1 type deal, maybe. I mean, it's essentially still a 4-2-3-1. But we'll see. Right now, they sort of seem to be playing a 4-4-2. Traditional looking, although having said that, we do play that defensively anyway. So we'll see when we get hold of the ball what kind of formation and movements that ends up being. I wanted to see. It's interesting to see. Definitely interesting to see. It's definitely 4-4-2. I mean, we always play 4-4-2 in defense, but there is definitely a 4-4-2 about it right now. When we get a bit of time on the ball, I want to see how that develops out of that. But it looks like a 4-4-2. It's about as 4-4-2 as you're going to see right now. Jesus Christ, we're compact. Jesus, you can see the two banks of four right there. It's obvious as you like. Rennes on the ball trying to find their way into the box. And they're just passing the ball around, trying to find an option. West Ham in our usual two banks of four, just stopping them from getting into a central area, just inviting them into the crossing positions, which obviously works for us. And we force them all the way back to the goalkeeper, all the way back to Mandanda. Apparently, that's the case. Apparently, captain them. I'll take it, Scorpio. I would take it. Good tackle there from Cornet. Tried to charge forward with it. Doesn't get back to defend at all, Cornet. Leaves the space where they end up shooting from. Still no Cornet. Don't know what the hell he was doing there, but sure. Hit over from Rennes. Bad from Cornet defensively there. He wins the ball back initially and then tries to start sprinting off to try and sort of create a nice counter-attacking opportunity. Definitely the right thing to do, but it instantaneously doesn't work out, and he just doesn't reappear back into his defensive shape position, and Rennes end up pulling a shot from that exact space that he left. So that went in. I mean, very large questions about Maxwell Cornet's positioning there. Very, very large questions about Maxwell Cornet's position there. I love it, mate. I love it, Scott. I can't lie. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful kit. It's my favourite by far. It's one of my favourites we've had in a while. I like it a lot more than. It's probably my favourite kit we've had. It's one of my favourite kits we've had in a long time. I really like it, especially sponsorless. I don't mind it too much with the sponsor, but especially sponsorless. It's so good. I almost would buy it if it wasn't £75. It's a good play from Rennes, trying to get a bit of position in. Warner gets the block. How do you feel about it, Scott? Because I'm a big here for it. Looking across, played in. Great opportunity. 2-1. 2-1, Stade Rennais. It's not entirely shocking. Not entirely shocking to say it came down Cornet's side. Cornet and Emerson. Not exactly a defensive powerhouse duo. Have you seen it? And it comes very clearly down that, very cleanly down that side. Pull back, easy finish. Dinks over the top. Neither Cornet or Emerson get anywhere near to him. And he's given free space to drive it across first time. He does well. And I don't know where O'Connor is. Kara trying desperately to get across. Can't get there. It's a nice finish. It's 2-1. 2-1. Halim Wenbu is the goal scorer. Apparently he was playing with the France under 21 this summer. So there you go. Isn't that a thing? Isn't that a thing? 2-1 is the score. Sad times. Sad times indeed. Drops deep, tries to link up play. It's almost like the playmaker in the pitch, who was the best player on the pitch by a significant distance for the whole game, who we took off and then replaced with an 18-year-old forward striker, was a weird idea. But, you know, what can you do? I can go for that hit from a couple of years ago. But yeah, that's probably the closest, but I think this is above it for me. This is even above it for me. I think it's close, though. I think it's close, don't get me wrong. I like this one even more. "13 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Probably only be a couple of minutes, 2 minutes or so, given it's pre-season." I still feel like there's something to be got out of this. I still feel like we could get a draw in this quite easily. Potentially even nick a win, but we've been significantly better than them in the second half. That's really the first dangerous opportunity they've had. They've not really created too much, and they get a goal from it. That's fine. We had some warning signs previously with that head side just before then. I think we still can get something out of this. The 4-4-2, I don't know. We'll see, but going to be a corner played in. Nowhere close to anyone. Right over the top of everyone. Cornet is going to charge after it. Can't quite get there. "12 minutes. Throw into West Ham on the left-hand side. Emerson to take. Nice little control there from I think it was Flynn Downs. Loses out. He's having to charge back now. I think it was Flynn Downs. Thomas Tuchek seems to be the one covering. It's a nice little control shimmy around, but losing out on the ball in the end. Flicked forward nicely from Rennes, looking to try and find their way through. Can't quite manage it. It's going to throw in on the left-hand side, relatively deep in our third. He didn't start with it. Richard, I can't remember if you were here earlier, but he didn't start with it. Agard started as captain. The only time he came on is when, or the only time he got it is when Agard came off. So foul, flicking it forward to find Skamaka. Lays it short nicely to Jared Bowen, who tries to cut outside onto his right foot. He drives it forward, tries to ping it back across, couldn't quite find anyone there. The cross wasn't great. Skamaka again getting involved there. Error, that isn't maybe one of the worst passes I've ever seen him play. That was god awful from him. He recovers well enough, but it was awfully done. Owen does well there, flips it into the path with Bama, who battles for it, wins it, lays it off. Nice work from those two again. Out wide now. To the left-hand side, it's Emerson trying to find his way forward. Cornet's sort of just standing still. Cornet, right, good? Good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It definitely, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Window again getting in there, taking a shot. It's going to be a corner. Shot straight at Fabianski. Can only really palm it out for a corner. Again, Calimuendo. Jesus Christ. Where's the left hand? Where is it? Where's our left-hand side gone? Someone explain to me where it's gone. How is Cornet worse defensively than Benrahma? How? How is that possible? Because Benrahma's not good. I don't understand. I don't understand. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, well, what can it? What can it? Anyway, corner to Rennes. Right-hand side. Whipped in. Cleared away from Suchek. John on a Pizza is a banging name, Lewis. Making me hungry as well, but a banging name. Yeah, he's very, it's just a lot, you know? It's just a lot. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. Like, I'm fine with it, but like, man, you're leaving us very exposed, bro. You know? Chain's only as good as its weakest link and all that nonsense, you know? Harry Maguire. We've been spending most of our lives living it. What a flipping weird meme that was to expose. Decent defender. I mean, we can agree to disagree, but I mean, on evidence today, clearly, on evidence today, I can't. Listen. Would I disagree? Yes, but can I today? No, flipping heck. Emerson finds Cornet, pass it back to Suchek. So foul, little link up play there with Flynn Downs. We're playing ourselves into trouble there. We're just trying to be a little bit too cute with it, and Vladimir Soufal with a heavy touch goes out for a throw in to Rennes. Bama, is that Mubama? Yeah, Mubama battling for it, just not quite working out. He's wanting something. He's wanting something. I'm not sure if he wanted to throw in or a foul. He seems quite unhappy about what happened. It's going to be a throw into Rennes regardless. By the corner flag on our right-hand side. They battle for it. Jared Bowen comes away with it after Suchek and fight. Suchek then takes down his man as they try to counter-attack. It's going to be a free kick to Rennes. 6 minutes plus bell time. The bells are available if the people want it, but we didn't get enough. We didn't get enough on the old positive votes to go to the vote. We didn't get enough calls to go to the vote. Is the words I was trying to say. I think you're probably right, Luke. I think you're probably right. Moenda does really well. Greary cuts inside, hits it well over. Well over again. A good opportunity goes wanting for poor play. Poor play. Who did he play for? I'm sure he played for someone. I'm sure it was like Marseille. Just the name just rings so much of a bell. It was Leon. It was Leon he was playing for. And then Nice. Yeah, because he's relatively young. Yes, okay, it is the person I was thinking of. He must. Yeah. Okay, he is. Yeah. Okay. My brain is coming together. Maka does well there. Ends up laying it back. Downs plays it forward to Sofal. Jared Byrne trying to stop that ball from getting forward. Can't quite make it work. Rennes battling for it in midfield. Nice little link-up play, getting themselves out of trouble nicely there. Give me pizza. Spell it out for me, honey. Does anyone know that meme? It's really specific. Pizza. I want pizza. Did I happen to say that one? No? Okay. No pizza for luck this season. Maybe if we got to a final, maybe I would bust it back out. But no pizza for luck apart from that. Can't afford that. I can't afford those movements. I'll be honest with you. Can't afford those movements. Rennes passing it around at the back. They're not that good at the back. If we put more pressure on them as they pass around at the back like this for more of this game, we would get more goals. But we just haven't been there. We just put them under the mildest bit of pressure and it crumbled. Their passing around at the back has not been great. We've just not gone for it. Yeah, it's been a huge change, hasn't it? Been a huge, huge change. He has to go, blood. He has to go. I know that's not what you're referencing, but it's the only when I see the words "he has to go," it's all I can hear. GW, all I can. He has to go, blood. He has to go. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm not too worried about this season. I can't lie. I'm really not. I believe we'll get some centre midfielders in and it'll be fine. It's not going to be a good fun season. It'll be crap. Europe might be fun. That's the only thing we've got going for us, really. In terms of Premier League, it'll just be a rubbish, boring mid-table season, I suspect, depending on how far we get in Europe. If we get into the later stages of the knockout tournament, then maybe we'll be worse off in the Premier League. But I think this season is going to be a very boring sort of. I could see a. I could see a. I could see potentially like a 12th place finish, getting to maybe the round of 16 in the Europa League, maybe the quarters if we're lucky, and then like a sort of similar run in one of the cups, and that's it. I can't see anything more than that, if I'm being honest. I think that's where we'll be. I think it'll be a very boring season. Nice flick out to the left-hand side for Rennes. Oh, that's a beautiful pass, and that's an offload goal from Angelo Bonner. They're all made from an absolutely beautiful cross. So good. And just Bonner just a full stretch, tries to stop it. Wrong footed, straight past Fabianski. It's 3-1. The ball is beautifully played. Out to the left-hand side, and then just that outside of the boot, it's angled beautifully, and the weight of it was so good from their number 9. It would have been straight into the path of the oncoming forward. Fabianski charged out, but Ogbonna at full stretch tries to block it, ends up knocking it straight past Fabianski. It's 3-1. Stade Rennais are going to get the win today. Did the Cornet just get yellow? Cornet is very unhappy about something. That's such a good ball. And it's just, if Fabianski wasn't already starting to come out, it would if Fabianski wasn't already starting to come out, then we might not have conceded there. But unfortunately, since we changed to 4-4-2, we have crumbled massively. Early on in the second half, 4-2-3-1, we were playing full Moyes ball. We had with Baumer up front, we had Bowen on the right. It was really working. It was moving around, and then we tried to bring on Skamaka. We went 4-4-2, and honestly, we've been crap. We've been really, really crap. He comes out. He doesn't finish. He doesn't expect Ogbonna's going to get there. Ball gets played across. Ogbonna obviously goes full stretch to try and do it. It's the outside of the boot that sort of sends them both, makes them both do something stupid that they shouldn't do. It's a really good cross. I wish I was GW because then I could afford to buy pizzas instead of baby bells. But I'm not. I'm really poor. I wish I was on the payroll. But as we all know, the man can't afford to buy any bloody player at the moment, let alone try and pay me to be a bit positive about things sometimes. What can we do? What can we do? 4 minutes of stoppage time. We've got 3 of it to go. At this point, I'll ask you who your man of the match was, mainly because I think we actually have one. I wouldn't usually do it after losses, but I think there's probably one man who will win it this week. So we could probably ask. Let me know in the comment section who you think your man of the match was, and whoever gets the most amount of votes in the live chat as I scroll through and win the Hammers Chat Man of the Match award. Purely based on vibes, as a vibes-based economy. No science, not on God here. What side goes Rennes there? That's kind of what I'm telling myself, Brad. I try not to draw too many negative conclusions from preseason. I try to only draw positives and remember that it is about fitness. You can say certain things, and then there will be a review on this channel straight after this where we'll maybe talk about those a little bit more. But yeah, I do try to just remember it is only preseason. And look, preseason before this has been great. You know, we were banging teams earlier. We beat Tottenham, so we do need to put it in slight perspective. But you know. Let's have a look at some of these man of the matches, though. Right. Paquetá, Suchek, Paquetá, Rice, we wish. Paquetá, I think it's going to be Paquetá. Man of the match DJ. I'll tell you what, the Rennes DJ's been putting on some bangers. So, like, it's going to be Paquetá, Eureka, car. But man of the match title. But I tell you what, we need to give a shout out to the Rennes DJ. He's been doing big plays. But congratulations on Lucas Paquetá for winning the Chat Man of the Match awards. Very obvious to me. Literally the second he went off and we went 4-4-2. Crap. Don't worry, I was using it more as a chance to take a shot at David Sullivan. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I was using it more as to take a shot about him not spending money on literally anything. And sorry, I wouldn't worry about it. Don't worry about it. 30 seconds left of the game. Remember, we will be live straight after this with a full match review. Rennes currently just passing the ball around easily, just fully in control. For a shot from range again. Oh, Jesus Christ. Always managed to deflect that one in again. Doesn't quite work, and there is the full-time whistle. It ends Stade Rennais 3, West Ham United 1. A really disappointing day. A really crap performance for the most part. There were some good times, and there were significantly more bad times. Significantly more bad times. But it's the way these things go sometimes. Depressingly, it's the way these things go. If you haven't seen it, check out that first goal because it was an absolute banger. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button because we will be live straight after this. And of course, we do watch alongs for every single game without fail. We are here. Even when Gio and Gonzo aren't here, I'm still here. The boy's still here doing bits. So if you haven't already, like the video as well because it helps us out massively. And make sure to check out the review. It will be going live in just a few moments' time. I'm basically going to go grab a water, drink it slightly, and then I will be live once more on the review. But until that moment, thank you everyone for coming. We massively appreciate it. And I will see you probably next weekend for the final preseason friendly, I suspect. But thank you very much everyone for watching. Come on your irons. And one last thing. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, GP. Thank you, Tom. Massively appreciate it. Massive appreciate it. Right, that's it for me. Speak to you later, everyone. See you later. Bye.